Let's give me a countdown. Oh my goodness. I can't believe Rich must have crushed my board. Here we go.
From the Black Swan Media Studios, deep inside a secret underground bunker, we're speaking to freedom-loving patriots from all around the country and the world. Welcome to the Resistance. This is John Crump, live.
And I am the heavyweight champion of the world. If you haven't went to the Gundies, go to the Gundies and vote for me. If you don't, I will come and kick your ass. I see Dark out there. Dark is still have the bubonic plague, I think, but he is getting better. So, he should stay away from those rats. Today, we are sponsored by Tusk. If you haven't looked at Tusk, it has changed on their website. The website has been redone to focus on their new stuff that they are actually doing too, like NFTs and everything else. They've been around for about 5 years, so they're not a pump and dump, which is the only cryptocurrency that I will take as a sponsor.
Proudly sponsored by TUSC, the only cryptocurrency designed with the firearms market in mind, with 3-second processing times. It's the fastest cryptocurrency on the planet. With lower transaction fees than traditional credit cards. It's perfect for your e-commerce needs. For gun guys, by gun guys. Visit TUSC.network for more information and join the digital revolution.
And of course, we are always sponsored by Black Swan Tactical.
Black Swan Tactical, your number one source for 2A streetwear. With shirts, mugs, hats, patches, flags, and more. There's always something to help you rep the 2A community. All proceeds go back into our projects. Viewers and listeners can take an additional 10% off with code CRUMPY. Unapologetically pro-gun, pro-liberty, and pro-freedom gear for the front lines of the culture war.
And isn't that cool? If you want to help out, you can always go to my Patreon, patreon.com/John Crump, and help support the channel. Yes, JSD is out there. JSD is the former sponsor of ours, and I guess maybe a current sponsor since they fly me out this SHOT Show. I see Ting Ting out there, Guns and Barbecue, Dark, who once again has the bubonic plague, B. Harris, Thanakis, the Wolverine's mother, whole thing. Toy Town, Vanessa Kitty, who else? G-Webs, Joe Morgan, the Safety Doc, and a bunch of other people, but I can't scroll up. Kioski, a Night Strike, Shooting Gallery New England. Congrats on the kid, buddy. And we have Rich on the
Twins.
show.
Twins.
And
Dude, do I have to cut the plane crash for you?
Yes, I told you that.
I'm not voting for it. Ooh, Hank Strange is in the voice of the 2A. I think I'm going to give him my 15 votes today.
He told people to vote for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty nice one. And we have Charlie from Riding Shotgun with Charlie. But before we get to you, Charlie, Rich, how are you doing?
Good.
All right. So I added 4 more security cameras to my system, or in the process of adding 4 more.
So is that so you can't see me coming? I mean, so you can see me coming?
Dude, I have every inch of my house is now covered in security cameras.
Are they all like Are they all like quickie clamped to bicycle tires or no?
No. Besides, there's not one in well, I shouldn't tell you. There's none in the bathrooms. I shouldn't tell you where there's one that's missing, but
So if I bore a hole through a wall and get into a bathroom on your house, I'm safe. Is that what you're saying?
You gotta, yeah, but I don't think it's gonna happen. We also have Riding Shotgun with Charlie, who's an awesome podcaster, good friend of the show. And yeah, he's been to my little abode, my little apartment.
Did you have him at the bait house or the top secret house? Which house did you have him
No,
to?
he was at my apartment. He braved the ghetto to come see me.
I got to tell you, I did not see a Chuck Berry cam in the bathroom.
Wow.
Yes.
I did not.
No, I mean, I just like to have security cameras. I went through a phase where I don't believe in ghosts or anything, but I just wanted to see if I could find anything that I could put up online to be like, ghost, look, ghost, just to like, screw with people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like a wind blows and something. It's not a single thing. So yeah. I can proudly say my house is not haunted.
John, how many cameras do you have at your house now?
25.
25.
Inside.
Oh, I thought I was bad. Well, I only have one. I've got 9. One in the garage, unless you count the ones on the 3D printers, because I don't count those.
Yeah, 25 inside the house.
But actually, I have AIs watching all of them.
I have AIs too.
On-prem or off-prem?
It's cloud-based.
Oh, no. You got to have on-prem AIs. Well, you can't trust the off-prem AIs.
I get the cellular backup in case something goes down. And then I got 5 outside.
Charlie, are you a tech guy? I don't know what you do, what your regular job is, but
my regular job is it's going to blow my cover, but I'm actually an instrumental music teacher.
Oh, okay, cool.
So
that's why you
play the trumpet and shoot a gun at the same time. You got it. The most technically advanced thing that I have is the saxophone, which was invented about 160 years ago. So that's how up to date on tech I am.
Yeah, I got unlimited cloud storage for video.
Again, you use the C word, John. That's not right.
Yeah, but they gave me unlimited cloud storage. It stores a year's worth of footage for I pay like $20.
What Chinese company is that with?
No, it's US based. It's cloud storage, and they offered me unlimited. It's actually in the data center up the street. So
I want to say hello to Optimus Vader, my neighbor up the street. Well, up the block.
Optimus Vader.
I-95, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But yeah, I got a question for you. First question for Charlie.
All right.
8 minutes in, and I'm asking the first question. Actually, Rich asked the question. Where the hell is the podcast that we did together?
So I haven't. right to the hard questions, man. I haven't put it out yet. I have. In March of last year, I ended up with about 14 or 15 shows, and I usually put out shows every other week or on the second and fourth Tuesdays. And so with all that material, I decided I was just going to put stuff out every week. And I got to November, and I had about 7 or 8 shows, and I'm like, ooh, I'm going to be out of material by Christmas time. So in November, I put out I think 3 shows in November, and in December I think I put out a show every week. But it is I think what I'm going to have I think I'm in January and February I'm going to do 2 shows a month, and I think I'm going to have it out the first week in February.
Yeah, okay. I'm no longer the state director of GOA.
All right. Well, I'll see what I can do to bump it up.
Yeah, I moved that. I'm still with GOA, but I am doing app development and stuff like that. Different systems, systems development.
I don't want to. We kind of went into. Let's see. Charlie, I think, is the only podcaster that Rich hasn't crashed. Ooh, good point. So for those that don't know who Charlie is. Riding Shotgun with Charlie is a YouTube channel where Charlie interviews 2A people driving around in his car and the person rides shotgun.
Yeah.
So I just want to make sure we get that out there first, because in case the audience doesn't know who you are.
Yeah, it's a really fun experience.
It is. I like it because I get to actually sit down with people, and they're certainly a captured audience when you're driving in the car with them.
And talk
So,
about cameras.
I I only
Like
have
everywhere
three.
you look at the camera, there's cameras everywhere.
There's only
That's
three.
got to be a pain.
There's only three cameras in the car and one on the hood.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
I tried a hood camera once. I just got glare. You couldn't see in the car. That's got to be a
Oh
tough
no.
one.
So my hood camera goes out to the road.
Oh, okay.
This is one of the selfish things that I do for my show.
Uh-huh.
Is I want to get me driving in a bunch of different places and have that as some sort of, I don't know, something of what I've done. And so I put a camera outside of the car, and then that faces forward, and then I have the three cameras facing me and the passenger on the inside.
So what do you use to edit all the cameras together?
I used Adobe Premiere.
Okay.
And I synchronize all the videos together. I synchronize them by the audio, and then I take each of the cameras has an audio on it, and I take the audio from the center camera. I mute the other two cameras, the camera that's on me and the camera that's on the passenger, and then what I edit is I edit between the three cameras. So so when John's saying deep, profound stuff, I'll zoom in on his face, and one of the things I do in the show notes is I have a favorites quotes. So when he says something, something really cool or something that has an impact on me, I'll zoom in on his face a little bit to have a visual impact. And then I put 4 or 5 lines as favorite quotes.
Yeah. His one about the deep, profound quotes on my episode is going to say NA.
NA.
Right. It's going to be ...
Yeah. Okay. Question. Are you going to SHOT Show?
I am going to SHOT Show. I'm going to be there. I'm getting in Monday night, and I am leaving Thursday night. So I'll be there Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
Oh, we got to meet up.
So yeah, absolutely, and hopefully we can hook up with Pete as well at G-Webs.
Yeah.
John didn't invite me to go to SHOT Show, so I'm not.
I could have got you. I could have got you in. I can still get you in if you want to go.
I don't think it's in the cards. I'd like to go, but just this year's.
I think this is gonna be my last year going.
Oh, dude, don't say that.
I just don't. I mean, I just don't see the point of it anymore. But
one of the things that I like about it is I like to go hang out with my my pro Second Amendment folks.
Yeah, but I'm out there working for AmmoLand.
Gotcha.
So I'm constantly working.
So I think I see what G-Webs is getting at. Have you considered, Charlie, a white panel van with like spray paint on it that says free candy and free ammo? You might get more people to interview.
This is true. Probably like, I don't know, FBI agents, something like that.
No. All you have to do is drive by the entrance of SHOT Show. It looked like a zombie movie with everyone running after you. John Petrolino is out there. One of my favorite writers.
All right, JP3.
Yeah, he's one of my favorite writers. Very, very smart guy.
He is. He's a deep thinker.
Yeah, great writer.
I get nervous when John says somebody's a smart guy, because if they're smarter than John, that's scary.
Yeah, he is a investigative journalist, I would even say. By the way, man, I got literally 500 documents that I got to go through. Oh.
And it's not the Turkish drinking game? Wow. Okay, that's a big deal. I haven't done a Turkish drinking game in a while.
Dude, I got like 3 releases behind. We can do that next week sometime if you want.
Do you want to do that next Thursday? Because I got an opening Thursday.
Next Thursday, Turkish drinking game.
Okay.
We'll do one the week after, too.
Okay.
So,
Charlie, do you know what the Turkish drinking game is?
I don't. I did recently see Midnight Express, so I know what it's like. I don't want to say I know what it's like in a Turkish person.
You're not going to guess it.
So I I'm without a clue. What is a Turkish drinking game?
So we go through the ATF releases for new products getting imported into the country,
Yeah.
and if it's a Turkish shotgun, you drink once, and if it's a Turkish shotgun that's a bullpup, you drink twice.
My source provides me with all the imports list.
Very cool.
I go through it.
And we did break news.
Oh yeah, with the Glock, Glock carbine.
The Glock rifle. Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude, they were pissed about that.
Did we talk about that on the air? Or?
No, well, we're scrolling through and there it is. It's like, okay.
No, but I mean Glock, what they did after.
Oh, they were pissed. They reached out. They were pissed. We're scrolling through and then we see the Glock carbine barrels
are coming into the country.
Wow.
They're bringing the carbine in pieces apparently, and we found it.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, it's kind of like I know more about electronics than this ATF stuff, and not like I'm some deep electronics guru. I'm not, but like you have to file with the FCC for like Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, those types of things. So if you go through the documentation, you'll see products that will come out beforehand, and maybe manufacturers don't want that public.
I'm sure they don't want that public, just like the gun companies don't want their public. Like Springfield doesn't want anyone to know that they're coming out with a revolver. But we know that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because we found it.
Yep. Now, when you released the information or stumbled upon the information about the Glock rifle, did that hit like Truth About Guns and stuff like that, or?
Yeah. Hold on. One thing. Chuck Norris Gun Club. I need you to email me because I really want to make a Chuck Norris Gun Club T-shirt, but I have not got an email from you, so I haven't released it yet. Until you say okay, and we come to an agreement of the profit sharing. He actually said, hey, you can do it, you can use it. And I said, well, I'm gonna cut you in.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, no, you can do it. I was like, no, I'm gonna cut you in. So I want to come to info@crumpy.com so we can work it out.
Cool.
Yeah, I will email you. Awesome. One thing I just want to address Chuck Norris Gun Club. I didn't want to release anything without you and I talking first about the actual how we're gonna pay you out and stuff like that. Sorry.
So did other websites pick up the Glock rifle or no?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's Glock carbine. Let's search Glock carbine.
I would search, but my browser's useless when StreamYard's running.
Oh, Rich, you might like this. I'm setting up a mesh network in my little apartment here.
You're at the Crump main house, or your mom's basement, as it's referred to.
My mom's basement, yeah.
Did you meet John's mom when you picked John up?
I can't disclose that information.
No, I do not live with my mom. Sorry.
Wait, did you drive by what John claims is the CIA safe house, but that's really John's real house?
Again, I'm going to go with I can neither confirm nor deny.
I think I showed it to him.
Yeah, we did drive by, and miraculously that film got all messed up.
Probably did.
So.
And so I guess you didn't go to the Maryland house. I'm sorry, Delaware house with the moon pool for the Crump sub or Crumpy sub.
Yeah, he did not. I got a little shanty shack in Delaware.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I bought my cheap apartment here, so I can buy a little shack, a little double wide trailer in Delaware. What are you laughing about, Charlie?
Well, Charlie can attest to John lives in the bad part of town. The better part of town's a block or two away and much nicer homes.
Yeah. I'm glad I was in a free state when I was there. I was able to carry.
Yeah. So tell me about you driving around.
So I drive around and interview people. I've for the last 2 years, since the beginning of the pandemic, my day job has sort of been on hold. So I don't want to say it's freed me up for things, but anytime I've had to go someplace, I reach out to someone in that area that I know, or uh, someone I might know in that area that's in the gun community, and I say, hey, listen, I'm coming to Chicago, and I'm going to be there for a weekend. Is there anyone that you can set me up with? So this is horrible of me, and I'm sure it makes me a bad person. But January of 2020, I went to Chicago to for my mother's funeral, and before I left, I called up Rhonda Azell, and I was like, "Hey, Rhonda, I'm coming to Chicago. I'm landing at 8 o'clock in the morning. Who can I interview on Thursday morning?" And so Rhonda gave me the name of Daniel Easterday, and he's the gentleman that sued the city of Deerfield, Illinois. And I messaged him and said, "Hey, my name's Charlie. I get the show Riding Shotgun with Charlie. Rhonda gave me your number. Would you be interested in being in my show?" I said, I'm gonna be in town on Thursday morning. I landed at 8. I picked him up at a Starbucks at 9. We had a cup of coffee and drove around Cicero, Illinois, and talked about Daniel and all the stuff that he does. And I dropped him off, and then headed down to my hometown to do all the family stuff that I needed to do. So anytime I've got to take a trip someplace, I try to find someone in the area and film a show while I'm down there.
Oh, cool.
Cash
Yeah,
cab.
it's nobody makes money, believe me. Nobody makes money.
No, Cash Cab was a show that they had where one of the dudes from the
It was
Drew
like a
Carey
game show.
Yeah, when I lived in Manhattan, I had I used to go around trying to find the Cash Cab, and my nephew came to visit me, and he's like, "What are we doing?" We're like, "We're going to look for the Cash Cab," because they were filming. I knew they were filming in New York City, but we never found them.
Gotcha.
That's a tough find.
Yeah.
So now it's going to be Cash Uber
guess.
instead of Cash Cab.
Something like that, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know.
So then I reach out to somebody and have them in the show, and my game plan was to increase my circle of friends and hang out with cool people, and I obviously stole the idea from.
So how'd you meet up with John?
Now. So that was it. I wanted to hang out with cool people. I took the idea from the carpool karaoke, and I said, how can I apply this to gun folks? And I got really lucky. I interviewed Mark Walters early on when I started doing this, and he invited me to speak at the Gun Rights Policy Conference in 2016. So I got to go there and tell people I make videos playing the trumpet and shooting a gun, and I have an interview show where I interview people in the car, and and then all of a sudden I got to hang out with the cool kids.
That's cool.
It's like, what are your hobbies? Playing trumpets and shooting guns. Oh, so
sometimes at the same time.
So do you play at the? No, I do it at the same time.
Right.
Yeah, you do like birthday grams or something like that, right?
Yeah, I call them gun grams, and it started off by playing Happy Birthday for my girlfriend's son's birthday. And I hate it when kids say cha-cha-cha at the end of every line of Happy Birthday. So I figured I would go out and I would play Happy Birthday on the trumpet with one hand and shoot the cha-cha-cha with my right hand.
So you're going to say you shoot the kids.
No. Not shoot the kids. And that's the other job I have. No, I'm just kidding.
I would say that's pretty messed up.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't do that. So I did that, and I had some friends that they say that was pretty cool. Can you do one for my birthday? And can you do the Indiana Jones theme or Star Wars or television shows? I did the Addams Family, and it just kind of took off from that. So
when you do that door to door, do the police get called on you? I don't.
No, I film these at a shooting range. I shoot in a safe direction. I follow all the safety rules. I wear earplugs. There used to be an old guy that like the first time I did this, one of the shooting ranges I belong to, it's a little private club, and they were having a birthday party. So I just kind of snuck in, set up the tripod, pulled out the trumpet, pulled out the AR, filmed the video, and left. And then a week or so later, I went to go film another one. And this old guy was there for the first one. He looked at me the second time and he's like, "Hey, aren't you the guy that plays the bugle and shoots a gun?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's me." And I made my video and I got out of there. And then the next time, he was there hanging out with somebody else. He's like, "Hey, you should check this out. This is pretty funny." So I made the video and headed out. So
yeah. Why do you drive around so much?
Why do I drive around so much? So my day job, I teach at a bunch of Catholic schools, and none of them are they're a half hour to an hour from where I live. So I end up driving a lot for that. And then the riding shotgun stuff, I don't necessarily drive to every place. I've flown out to Vegas for SHOT Show. I've flown out to Phoenix and Dallas for into Florida, into Washington State for some events, and I get a rental car and bring the cameras. I can. The cool thing about my my shtick or my show is that I've got a little tackle box that I put all the cameras in, and I can travel with it. So I can hop on an airplane, get a rental car, put the cameras up, and film a show with somebody in a rental car.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know what? You should go meet with GoPro out at SHOT.
Does GoPro go to SHOT?
They're gonna be there.
All right, I'm putting it on my list. All right, they I need to go talk to them for sure.
I kind of thought GoPro wouldn't be 2A friendly.
They're gonna be a SHOT, so I don't know.
All right, well, I need to see them for sure.
If you look in the SHOT guide, you look at companies. GoPro have a booth.
All right, my guy just came in a couple days ago, so that is on the list.
Yeah. G-Web says GoPro will be there. Yeah.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna meet with those guys too. I'm gonna try to swing a GoPro 10.
Yeah, I definitely want to get a GoPro.
I got a 7 and a 5. And the reason why I want the 10 is because they have a case with the built-in mic that's pretty damn good.
That's cool. I am super ghetto with mine. I have a couple of GoPro 3s, and the ones that I use in the car are GoPro 4s. And being tactically frugal. Oh, look at that.
That's my GoPro.
The Chinese brand.
Ah, nice.
Yeah, Rich shops on Wish.
Oh, yes, but only for my suppressors in Glock Auto Sears.
No, he buys like $40 Samsung or iPhone iWatch knockoffs.
Oh no, that was $20. I think
$20 iWatch knockoff. Sorry.
Yeah, actually, that was the Wise watch. Wise has some good products. The battery, it's a fairly simple smartwatch. It does do heart rate stuff like that. The battery's good for 10 days. So actually, if I do traveling on the weekend instead of carrying my Samsung watch, I'll take that.
I see Tony Simon out there.
Tony,
tactically frugal.
No, Wish is like a mixed bag, man. Sometimes you get good stuff. Sometimes you just get absolute crap.
I don't trust them. Not me.
So is GoPro an American company or is that a Chinese company? And I'm sure if it's an American company, everything's made in China.
They're American.
Because DJI has been, they got an action camera also.
Yeah, DJI is Chinese.
We got that.
But they make freaking insanely incredible stuff.
And Tony, I gotta say,
high quality.
First off, Tony Simon is the funniest guy in 2A. And also the biggest gun bunny.
Have you had him on your show?
I did. A couple years ago, I went down to Edison, New Jersey, and had Tony on the show.
Did you have to rent a bigger car?
Did he take you to Gay Street?
No.
No, because he actually took me to Gay Street.
Ah, okay.
There was a street named Gay Street, and so I'm on the phone with my wife. I'm like, this big black dude is taking me to Gay Street. She was like, what? Tony just cracked up.
Does your wife know by now not to
Ask questions.
I mean, the stuff John comes up with.
No, no, no. I mean, she knows me. She knows I'm a troll. But yeah. So, with your, yeah, okay. No, this one was in Pennsylvania, this Gay Street, but there's actually one near my Delaware house too. Which was kind of funny because the area I live in, up there, kind of. Well, okay. Getting back to you. How long have you been doing this for? Like two-way stuff, not just the show, but two-way stuff.
Two-way stuff. Well, I started doing the show in filming shows in 2016, and I started putting them out in 2017. I wasn't a gun guy growing up. I was relatively gun agnostic. I wanted to be a rock star, but fat boys that play the trombone don't get to be rock stars. So that wasn't necessarily a viable career choice.
You could have joined a ska band.
I did play in a ska band for a while. Of course, at the time I was wearing cowboy boots and teaching in public schools, and I was playing in a Motown disco funk band as well. So it was a good time back in my late 20s. I got into gun stuff after September 11th. I was teaching in a school, and we had a meeting with the principal. He said if anyone gets in the school that's not supposed to be there, he would say that the Eagle has get on the intercom and say the Eagle has landed, and that meant that everyone's supposed to lock their doors and hide under the desks. And I sat in the teacher's room, and I said, I don't have any desks in my room. And I said,
Shoot.
Yeah, I said if the teachers on the first floor of the building all had guns, they could shoot the bad guys, and the teachers on the second floor can keep on teaching, and then we'd need like half the grief counseling and stuff. And they looked at me and thought I was crazy. So when we had a February vacation, I'm like, I'm going to go get my gun license and show these guys what it's about. So I went and got a gun. I started the process to get a gun license here in Massachusetts, and I had to take a class from the local police and then apply with the police. And I started the process in February, and I think by June is when I finally had a gun license, and I never fired a gun before. So I was, I was a card carrying NRA member, and I had my bumper sticker that said Charlton Heston is my president, and I was good to go. I ended up taking a basic pistol class with the state's pro-gun group, the Gun Owners Action League. I did that in the September of 2002, and I thought shooting was a lot of fun. So that led to becoming friends with the gentleman that was the director of education at the Gun Owners Action League. His name's John Green, and after a couple years, I became an RSO so I could run bowling pin shoots. I started to help with the firearm safety education days that the Gun Owners Action League had. And all I had to do was teach people to shoot. And eventually John said to me, he's like, hey, you should become an instructor. So I became a certified instructor through the NRA and the Mass State Police, and started teaching classes, here and there for a couple of friends. And about 2010, I started teaching at a shooting school here in Massachusetts, and after 3 years of teaching with them, I'd have to stand up and teach a 4-hour class in front of 20 people, and everybody paid $100 for the class. So in my mind, I was bringing in $2,000 for the boss, and he didn't pay us too much. So I said, how can I bring in $2,000 for Charlie Cook? And I started teaching classes on my own in about 2014 or so.
Interesting. Even Charlie Cook, name of the guy that owns Sam Adams.
Oh, that's Sam Cook. No,
Sam Cook.
Is that Charlie Cook? I think it's Sam Cook.
Sam Cook. I think you're right.
It's not Sam Cook.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Sam Cook.
Maybe it is Sam Cook. I think it's spelled differently with Koche, maybe.
No, I don't think so.
Maybe not. I know there's a political commentator whose name is Charlie Cook, but he's got an E
Yes.
at the end of his name. So.
Yeah. They've also no, Charlie Cook, the political commentator, does not have an E at the end of his name.
He does? I thought he did.
That would make him a kook?
Right.
No, I'm looking at the Cook Political Report.
Okay.
He
Maybe
graduated
spells
from
it different.
Georgetown University.
Tony is saying Sam Cooke.
Sam Cooke, okay, whatever. I don't know. I don't know anything about Boston or Massachusetts or anything, but ska bands I do know about, and I do know that the Mighty Mighty Bosstones and Real Big Fish are both from the Boston area, Massachusetts.
Yeah, I know this is crazy talk. The original trombone player and one of the tenor sax players from the Mighty Mighty Bosstones are guys I went to college with.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and the first few albums they did, the guy that played trumpet for them, his name was Brian Dwyer, and Brian and I used to play in a Motown disco funk band together. So
Nice. You ever
yeah,
meet Dickie?
I never I got to see them a couple times at some little clubs in Kenmore Square in Boston, right near Fenway Park, but I never got to meet and hang out with Dickie.
Yeah, Dickie is like the lead singer of the Mighty Mighty Bosstones.
Yeah, he
And
was and the announcer for Jimmy Kimmel.
yeah, Dickie Barrett, and then Real Big Fish. I actually like Real Big Fish better than Mighty Mighty Ballstones. And their lead singer was named Aaron Barrett.
Oh, very cool. I did not know that.
I don't know. I don't know if you've ever listened to Real Big Fish.
Yeah, I used to I think I'll have myself a beer. I think I'll have myself a beer. Whoa.
Yeah, I went to Real Big Fish. My one of the first dates I took my wife to was a Real Big Fish concert.
Oh, that's
She's not a
cool.
ska fan. We drove up to Baltimore from DC to go see Real Big Fish. I've seen them probably close to 20 times, maybe a little bit over 20.
That's cool. That is cool.
Yeah, and one of the times I saw Real Big Fish, the song "Beer" is like one of their big hits. And "Take on Me," right? And they did the whole thing. They ended with "Take on Me," and they didn't play "Beer," so they walked off. And everyone's like encore because they always come back for an encore. And then they played "Beer" 10 times in a row. And every time they played it, it was just as cool as the first time they played it.
Oh my gosh, that's
It was awesome. It was like, all right, we're gonna play one more song before we get out of here. Play "Beer," and like, all right, we gotta play one more song, and they played "Beer." It was an amazing show.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they're really cool. I didn't know you were in the ska. I should have figured that.
Yeah, I mean, look, I being a trombone player, I love bands with horns in them, whether it's Earth, Wind and Fire or James Brown. Um, anything that's got horns in it, I'm gonna dig.
Yeah, ska is my secret passion.
Very very cool. Very cool.
I'm not wearing a
I
zoot
thought your
suit or
secret
anything like
passion
that.
was attacking the ATF.
No, that's my very public passion.
It's no secret.
Yeah, ska is something that I really, I love ska. Still do to this day.
That's cool.
Yeah, Pie Tasters, all those.
Oh my God. So the when I was in my late 20s in the late 90s, I was playing in a Motown disco funk band three or four nights a week. I was teaching 5 days a week, and I was playing with another ska band out of Boston, and they were called the Ulstonians. And they were a lot of fun to play with, and it was always pretty cool. And one of the guys was,
Or-
stoned out of his gourd one time. He's like, dude, I really don't get you. You're a public school teacher. You play trombone in a ska band. You listen to country music and you wear cowboy boots. Like, I don't get this. You're like an enigma. I'm like, yeah, that's kind of what it is, man.
So we all should be a stereotype?
Exactly.
So if I throw out some ska names,
Oh, I'm not going to know them.
you probably won't know them all. I'll try to keep it up to like well known. I just want to know what the specials, for example. You like those guys?
I think the specials are pretty cool. Yeah.
See, I see you do know a lot of them. You know, you get the Pie Tasters, which are pretty cool.
The Pie Tasters, yeah.
How about the Toasters?
The Toasters, I've heard of the Toasters as well. Yeah. I think
Less Than Jake.
Less Than Of course I know Less Than Jake. I don't know them, but I know the band.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, Real Big Fish is my favorite ska band. You know, then you got Operation Ivy and Rancid, which are more punk ska.
I thought it was cool. God, who was the band? Sublime was the band that had a They had a song that had a trombone in it, I think.
Yeah, they actually had a lot of ska influence on them. They had a bunch of the songs had trombones and stuff like that.
I always thought the ska stuff was. I mean, it's cool because it had a lot of energy, and it's cool because it had a horn section.
Okay, let me ask you this: this a lot. Some people like this band, some people don't. But Goldfinger.
Goldfinger. Goldfinger, was that the band that had the lead no, I'm thinking of somebody else. I don't know them. So I'm gonna withdraw everything I was thinking.
Okay, I'll give you two more, and you're probably gonna know both of these. And I will tell you a funny story about one. Save Ferris, great band.
Of course, yep.
Come on, Arlene.
Yeah.
And there was a ska band that I actually saw live a few times. And then one time when I had my kids, I was watching TV, and I turned on it was some show that he used to watch. Yo Gabba Gabba.
Oh my god.
And I looked, it was the Aquabats.
Oh my. All right,
like,
I don't think I know the Aquabats. I tried to, when my kids put on Yo Gabba Gabba, I tried to avoid it. Like, no, I couldn't get to the remote fast enough.
Yeah, but I just thought it was crazy because this is a band. They used to sing like pretty much adult
material.
Adult material, but here they are on freaking Yo Gabba Gabba.
There's a YouTube channel, Facebook guy. I think it's, he's got the black and white checkered thing going on, and it's like the Ska Core Network, I think is what it is. And honestly, it's this thin black dude that plays all the instruments, and it looks like he's filming videos in his college dorm, and he's recorded everything. So there's clips of him playing the bass and playing the guitar and playing the keyboards and the trumpet, the saxophone, and the trombone, and singing. And I see him come up on YouTube and sometimes come up on Facebook as well. And it's like the Ska Core Network, and it's got the whole, the white letter with the white square with the black letter, and underneath it's the black square with the white letter, and it's just all the way across.
Okay.
And that the reason I'm bringing this up is that guy reminds me of the Yo Gabba Gabba guy. That's what it is.
No. Apparently, there's like some attacking Irish in the chats that the mods are hiding. No idea. Apparently, because I guess Boston Irish. I have no idea.
Oh, Bigora.
Okay, one more ska band that I want to get your opinion on, then we'll move. Because no one likes ska besides me. That we have on the show.
All right.
Cherry Popping Daddies.
Cherry Poppin' Daddies. All right, so the Cherry Poppin' Daddies, they were more sort of that swing era, right?
Yeah, it's swing era, but they're still ska. They sing the Zoot Suit Riot.
Riot. Yeah. I thought they were okay. I thought when Brian Setzer came out in the late 90s, doing all the big band stuff, I thought it was great, man. And
my friend grew up with Brian Setzer and told Brian Setzer, do the rockabilly, not the other stuff.
Really?
Yes.
That's pretty wild. That's wild. I went to the House of Blues in Chicago a bunch of years ago and saw the Brian Setzer Orchestra. It was
cool.
It was really cool.
They ska is just I never get to talk about ska. So Rich got to talk about cigars on Monday. So
you're getting me back. But what was it you did Tuesday that you like? Oh, gaming. Yeah, gaming. He's like.
And we're gonna have a Funko Pop guy on.
I don't know what that is, man.
You don't know what Funko Pops are?
Half John's house. John didn't have you in his house then.
No, he took me out to the shed.
Shh. Funko Pops are great. I wish they got shot. They actually have a convention that I wanted to go to, but it was canceled.
Is that before or after the Brony convention?
All right, Rich. So funny. No, they actually have a Funko Pop convention. I was gonna go, but it was canceled because of the COVID back in the day. But yeah,
So what is Funko Pop? I'm without a clue on this. It sounds like something that
It's a
it's
plastic figure with a big head and a small body.
oh those gotcha. I didn't know they had a name. I know I did see John's collection of these. Absolutely,
You did
I
in his
did.
office.
Yes, in the basement of not his mother's house. I didn't know they had a name to them. I apologize.
I didn't know either till I met John.
I'm just reading some of the chats about the Irish. A lot of fu potato eating, blah blah blah. Boston hates you. Super chat from Zakar. Thank you, man. Zakar says, "How big would your head be on a John Crump Funko Pop?" All right, funny enough.
In
When I hit
John,
20,000 on my other channel, I'm gonna give away a 1 of 2 custom John Crump Funko Pop.
John shockingly has a bigger head than me, and
I
that's a
do
big
not.
head. Yes, you do. I put on your hat. I was swimming in it.
My
You know,
brains. I don't know, but yeah. So 20,000, I'm gonna give away a John Crump Funko Pop.
Just one.
It's
You
one
should
of
give away
2.
20,000.
He said there's only 2. He's got to keep one for himself.
Dude, they're like, it's like I'm gonna do the box and everything, so it's gonna be about $120 of Funko Pop.
In Crumpy bucks? Jeez, John, you were cheap. That's all I gotta say.
Hold on. So Charlie, now that I've taken out the trash,
Oh my gosh.
nah, he's back. So what else do you like to do besides play in ska bands, live the punk lifestyle, and teach elementary school kids or high school kids or middle school kids? I don't know. Not sure what grade music people.
Wait. Before we get to the end of this, I gotta ask Charlie. Charlie, feel free to answer that question, but I want to front load this question. What is the weirdest thing that happened while driving and interviewing?
Oh my gosh, the weirdest thing. That's a great question. I don't know. We do this in Boston all the time. I made a right-hand turn from the left-hand lane. I have not seen an accident. I have not been pulled over by the police. I did get a call. I was interviewing Carrie Sloan in Philadelphia, and I was heading down to DC to hang out with some of the DC Project gals.
And didn't see me.
I got a phone call from Amy Dillon in the middle of the show, and I was in a rental car, so it had the phone connected up to the speaker of the car.
Yeah.
So I just answered the phone. I'm like, let's take a call. Caller, you're on the air. And I just hit the button. And Amy's like, "Hey, Charlie." I'm like, "Hey, Amy, you're on the air right now. I'm in the car with Carrie, and go ahead."
G Webb says he remembers someone walking in front of a car during one of the interviews.
Oh my God, I think that happens fairly regularly. Yeah, I mean, it's not like I've done shows in New York City and Chicago and in DC and stuff. So yeah, people have walked in front of the car. I've seen some people riding bikes.
We got a question. Have you ever been rear-ended by your airplane?
I have not been rear-ended by an airplane.
I've rear-ended one car with an airplane.
Okay.
And it was just the wing. It wasn't the nose of the plane. It was just the wing of the plane.
That's all it takes, man.
Yeah. And all I got to say, if they were driving like 80 miles an hour in the left lane, I wouldn't have hit them at all.
Who's your favorite person that you've interviewed?
The favorite one, I think my favorite one was with Ashley Lubinsky. We were in we were in Dallas. She's the firearm historian, and we were in Dallas. And I said, "All right, you're a firearm historian. We're going down to Dealey Plaza." And she's like, I don't think I know enough about the Kennedy assassination, about the conspiracies. I said, I think I know plenty for both of us, because whenever there's a conspiracy show on the Kennedy assassination, I watch it and I believe whatever agenda it is that they're pushing. And so we filmed the show. We went 11 miles an hour on the by the grassy knoll in the center lane. We got out. We took a picture of the grassy knoll. We took our picture on the X's. We got a picture in front of the school book depository. And somebody actually asked me in the YouTube comments on that show, they're like, "Is this some sort of a date? Like, what are you doing here? Is this how you meet chicks, Charlie?"
Nice.
So she was a lot of fun. She was really cool to have on the show.
Who was your least favorite?
Ooh, that's a bad question, John.
Least favorite.
No.
I had.
That's
That's
only because we have a least favorite episode this year.
Oh, great!
It's not the one you're on. Don't worry.
Whew.
I mean, I don't know if that's the
Not
least
yet.
favorite or not. I think a lot of people really like that episode, actually.
I did have a guy that was a police officer and a security guard and an instructor, and he asked about being on the show. And we're friends on all the social media. And he's like, "Hey, when can I be on the show?" And I'm like, So I went down to where he lived. I was in the area and I filmed a show with him. And afterwards, I'm like, I got like 45, 50 minutes of material, and I'm not sure if any of it's any good. So I just put the whole thing. I just put the whole thing out. Well, what do I have to lose? It's a conversation with a couple of people. So, not that he wasn't a bad guy or anything. It's just I thought he had a couple of stories, and there wasn't much to them. So.
Well, I think you'd have a guest and the chemistry's off. Sometimes we'll have people on the show and, ooh, you got the Wolverines queued up?
I'll let Rich read it.
Tell Charlie Cook he's awesome. Still working on the Massachusetts lawsuit from Brian Harris.
All right. So
Thank you, Brian.
Let me tell you about Brian Harris. I went up to Manchester, New Hampshire, and I did a home firearm safety and a Utah class at someone's house. And Brian was going to get his Utah permit and his Massachusetts permit. And before he had a chance to get those, he had a girlfriend in Massachusetts, and he was spending time with her, and things happened, and the police found out that he had a couple of guns in his car, a couple of New Hampshire guns, and the police came and they checked out his guns. They said everything was okay, and then about a year and a half later, he was pulled over, and there was a warrant for his arrest, and he ended up going to jail for about a year and a half, and he got out, and I think he's trying to stay in New Hampshire and not come south. So that's one of the episodes. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Oh, completely nuts. Completely nuts.
And look, if you put me in jail for a year and a half, I'm bankrupt. I've lost everything.
Yeah, it certainly wasn't good, but he and I talked afterwards, and he said there's some good things that came out of it. He spent a lot of time studying up on gun laws and a bunch of court cases and stuff. So that was we filmed that one. I'm going to say, and I think it was in January of 2020. I think I'll have to find out what episode that was real quick. But yeah, it was interesting to talk about all that.
So the police observed that he had firearms, said, "Have a nice day." He left, came back to the state.
Everything was fine, and then the state decided to go back and get him for illegal possession in Massachusetts. So I just checked it out. He was riding shotgun with Charlie, episode number 70. So everything we obviously have FOPA, but you can't possess anything in Massachusetts without a license. And the cops came. They said everything was cool. They let him go, and then he got pulled over a year and a half later and went to jail. They said there was a warrant for his arrest for illegal possession of a firearm and ammunition, and I think a high cap magazine.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. That I see. I don't. The mechanics of prosecuting that case had to be crazy because did the cops take pictures of it? They wrote down numbers of the serial numbers. What
I
I
don't,
mean,
I don't think they took pictures. I think they just made note of this.
how do you get a conviction on that case? I just that seems astronomically, crazy.
Well,
It's
there's a reason why
nuts.
people plea out,
Well,
and
yeah,
that's
I guess.
because you can never tell. The one guy I wanted to hook you up with, but I just still do next time you come to DC is Brian Wren.
Oh, Brian Wren, yeah, I met him a couple years ago at that Heller 10, and I know he and I are friends on Facebook. He'd be a great guy to have on the show.
Or Dick Heller.
So I went down to DC between the holidays. I went down at the very end of December, and I messaged Mr. Heller and I said, "Hey, I'd love to have you on the show because I've met him before and we've talked and gone to a couple of events and stuff." I went to his house at on the eve of Heller 10, and I spoke on the Supreme Court steps with him. And I said, "Hey, listen, I'm coming down to DC on December 28th. I'd love to have you on the show." And he says, "Let me get back to you." And I didn't hear back from him. So a couple days before Christmas, I sent him the Cook family gungram, and I said, "Hey, listen, Merry Christmas, and I'm just checking to see if you're available on December 28th." And he said, "I love the video," and I said, "Okay, I will take the hint." So I'll have him on.
No, I don't think he was hinting. Just the way he is, you just have to.
John, you have to broker the deal.
No, I don't have to broker the deal. Dick speaks for himself, but you just have to be like, "Hey, so you want to be on the show? Do you want to be on the show?" You have to ask him because it's killed.
Ask him a couple times.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. So it was the first time I asked him. It didn't quite work out. That's okay. That's all right. He's got plenty of things going on.
Yeah. He's suing DC again.
Yeah, for I think 3D printed guns or 80%ers.
80%ers. So you were in DC on January 6th, but not in trouble.
No, I was there on December 28th.
Yeah. Oh, and do we have to warn about the 1-year anniversary of January 6th?
That's tomorrow.
That's some stupid shit there.
Yeah, I think it's the worst insurrection ever.
Oh yeah, because they blew up and shot so many people. Oh no, none of that happened.
Right, those were the other riots. It's mostly peaceful.
Well, I'm specifically talking about FALN terrorists shooting up the gallery of Congress or blowing up, what was it, a bathroom at the Capitol. But, stuff. Oh, 2AEDU in the chat. How's it going, buddy?
280 is a good guy. That's another guy you need to have on.
Yeah, but you got to drive to Michigan.
All right. What part of Michigan? It could be doable.
The part nobody wants to go to.
So Detroit's not too far.
No, it's not Detroit.
Oh, it's the Yoop. He's a Yooper? Is that
No, he's not Newport.
No, in the Upper Peninsula?
Yeah.
Do I have to go to Wisconsin to get to that part of Michigan?
Yeah, Yooper. Who else? Who did we have on that was a Yooper? Bulletproof Blondie, maybe?
No, I don't think she's an Ooper. She might be. I don't know. I didn't pay attention to that.
I think she was and moved or something.
That might be the story.
Yeah,
it's an hour from Detroit.
From Detroit, the freezing cold part.
I got a buddy in. Oh God, where is he from? What's like just kind of
Michigan?
5 minutes northeast of Detroit.
Canada?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
No. Northwest. Sorry, Northwest. I got that.
Okay, I was saying northeast. You're going to be in freaking Canada.
Yeah, that's right. That is Canada.
I know my geography, Rich.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, it's a little freaky when you're driving in Detroit and you see the sign that says, if you go down this road, you're going to end up in Canada. And you're just like,
Mhm.
oh my God, how do I not do that? I have to make sure I don't accidentally end up on that road.
Chuck Norris Gun Club says Quebec.
Well, if you like the Canadian ballet, that's good.
I want to go to Quebec. My favorite part of Canada so far has been Nova Scotia.
Mm-hmm. No, actually, never been there.
It's freaking awesome. Nice people, beautiful. Just great. It's a great place to go. If you want to visit Canada, Quebec is like European feeling, I guess. I've never been
So,
to
Charlie,
Quebec,
when are you
but
coming to Palm Beach?
Palm Beach. I need to get down to Florida. I filmed 5 shows in Florida last March, so I should try to get down there again soon.
Good time to be in Florida.
Yeah, right. It is. Yeah, because it's like 14 degrees up here in Massachusetts.
you can do Rich, then you can do BWE.
Oh yeah, BW's in Orlando.
Hank, you can do a bunch of people.
Hank is in Gainesville, so that's a couple hours west.
Cool.
Patrick is in Gainesville. Walter Keller, I saw him in the chat earlier.
Safety Harbor
in
Firearms.
Safety
area.
Harbor.
Cool. All right. Well, I'm going to have to work my way to Florida.
So lots of good gun guys.
Yeah.
He should ride. I'll tell you who he should ride with. Who's probably not easily available is X7 Studios.
X7. Who? Hank?
Tank X7 Studios. Tank. TANK.
Gotcha.
He'll probably tase you though.
Yeah. I brought him. He's one of the guys I rode up with to Iraq Veteran. He tased 6 people there.
Oh my! On purpose?
Yeah, he yelled taser, and shot him.
Oh my gosh! I guess on accident would be worse, right?
Yeah. So, and it was a taser. He didn't yell taser. And bad joke. Too soon. Too soon.
I don't know if you know what Rich is talking about.
Yeah, the what was the woman that just
The
was
lady.
convicted of manslaughter? Yeah.
That's all. That
Taser, bam! Okay, I guess that wasn't a taser.
I fully disagree with that decision. That was absolutely inappropriate. That lady should have got off. I think that's a horrific miscarriage of justice.
Well, I mean, this was right after Rittenhouse, so
Yes.
You know, it could be one of those. Whatever was next was going to have to at least be manslaughter.
Yeah.
I mean, if you said negligent homicide, I would say okay. I mean, it obviously was a negligent homicide. That seems, but.
All right, we've been on for an hour, and I got more security cameras to
put up.
And
we're going to finish this out. Have you gone riding with Jared from Guns and Gadgets?
Guns and Gadgets, I did. I filmed a show with Jared a few years ago. We did it right here in Massachusetts, and we went through this area in Worcester called Kelly Square, which is complete ridiculous. It's like 7 different corners all in the same, converging in the same area.
Is that really a square then?
It's no.
Pentagon, septagon,
something like
that. Yeah,
that.
we have septagon.
So Jared's going to be on tomorrow.
Oh, very cool. Tell Jared I said hello.
Will do.
He's a great guy.
All right. Rich, tell everyone where they can find you.
Anywhere that's not the show that talks about guns.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Rich. I want to kick it back over the chart. Okay, Rich, go ahead. Sorry.
So flyingrich.com, youtube.com/flyingrich, and you can always send me money at patreon.com because money is helpful.
Hey, Rich, you broke up. Can you repeat the last thing you said?
Send me money.
It's a rough crowd.
Oh, John, I do know where you live, and you are putting up cameras. So that's probably a good idea.
Yeah. I'll troll you again. I got another troll coming out maybe soon.
Oh, I'm going to troll you, and it's going to be nationwide.
I already did that to you.
No, I'm getting you. No, I'm getting you.
All right. With that, we are done here. Charlie, tell everyone where they can find you. Then we'll get out of here.
All right, you can find Writing Shotgun with Charlie, or you can find me at writingshotgunwithcharlie.com. You can find me on YouTube, on Full 30, on Gunstreamer, on the OpsLens app. You can listen to the podcast version of the show on Spotify, iHeartRadio, and on Apple Podcasts. And I want to thank you guys for having me on. This was fun. Thank you.
So basically,
Thanks,
you can go
Charlie.
to any random website and the show's going to be there.
You look for Writing Shotgun with Charlie. It's going to come up.
Amoland, too.
Oh, yeah, I'm on AmmoLand. This show's on AmmoLand. I love that I have a hard time keeping up.
There you go. All right, guys. We'll be back tomorrow with Jared from Guns and Gadgets. Remember, stay ever vigilant, stay ever free, keep in the fight, and guess what?